Hello and welcome to Getting Clean on the Prairies. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Tracy and I am a gardener slash soap maker living in Zone 3 on the prairies located in Saskatchewan, Canada. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple and easy recipe for making your very own jar of spicy green bean pickles. I just made these the other day and they're delicious, and I'm excited to show you my recipe. So let's head into the Getting Clean kitchen and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so here's everything we need to make our pickled beans. I'm going to be using this mason jar. I'm going to be making 1 jar of pickled beans, so the recipe will be for 1. I want to keep this easy. These are just going to be kept in the fridge and be used up hopefully within a month, which is how long they should last in the fridge. If you want to make a bigger batch, just take the measurements and double them up or triple, whatever. But today I'm just looking to make 1 simple jar of pickled beans. So we got the beans, I got my serrano hot pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, sprig of dill, and then the brine will consist of vinegar, black peppercorns, some kind of coarse salt. Today I'm using some sea salts, a little bit of sugar, and that is all you need. So let's just put it all together. So for the brine, we're going to start with 3 cups of white vinegar, along with 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns, 2 teaspoons of white sugar, and 2 tablespoons of coarse salt. And then just heat up the brine over a medium heat and stir it in until everything's dissolved, and then can get your jar of beans ready. So after I've washed and dried the beans, I measure them up against the jar just to see how long they need to be. And to make it a little bit faster, I just line up a handful of the beans all at one time and cut the tips off rather than doing it one at a time. And then just start jamming them into your jar. After I've got a couple handfuls in there, then I will start slicing up some of the garlic and the hot pepper and adding them into the jar. If you're a real garlic lover, you can add more garlic if you'd like. I'm just using 2 cloves in this batch. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using a hot serrano pepper that I grew in my garden. You could also use a chili pepper or jalapeno peppers, and if you like your beans super hot, you can add more. I'm just chopping up 1 pepper into this batch. Then I take my sprigs of dill and cut them up into some smaller pieces and just stuff them into the jar. Then I'm going to add some more beans and keep stuffing them in until my jar is tucked fairly tightly with beans. They will shrink a little bit, so you can really jam them in there good. So once I have it packed full of beans, then I will just add the rest of my hot peppers and my garlic and dill so that it's spread throughout the jar. And we are now ready to add the brine. So as I mentioned earlier in the recipe, I use 3 cups of vinegar for this recipe. If you don't like your pickles too vinegary or find that too strong, you can also use 2 cups of vinegar, 1 cup of water in your recipe. So once you have filled your jar to the top with your brine, I'm just making sure I get as many black peppercorns as I can into the jar. And you may have a little extra brine, but just make sure it's filled right to the top. And there you have it. In less than an hour, you have just made yourself a jar of amazing, spicy green bean pickles. After these have cooled down to room temperature, you can store them in the fridge for up to a month, and they should be ready to eat within 2 to 3 days. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.